This is a recording of this year's Virtual Residency Fair. We'd like to take the time to thank the programs that volunteered their time to present to this year's applicants. This year's PM&R Scholars Virtual Residency Fair is supported by PM&R Recap and Ultrasound Guidance. PM&R Recap is the leading resource for your physiatry board preparation, clinical preparation, audition rotations, and beyond. PM&R Recap offers 35 hours of review videos, hundreds of review questions, and oral board cases to help you become the best physiatrist that you can be. Head to pmnrrecap.com to learn more. Ultrasound Guidance is the innovative new online ultrasound learning platform that gives you instant access to expert instruction. With rapid scans and complete scans of every joint and peripheral nerve, Ultrasound Guidance is the perfect way to jumpstart your MSK ultrasound learning. Visit ultrasoundguidance.com to learn more.
Everybody see the presentation pretty well?
Perfect.
All right. So we're Geisinger PM&R, and my name is Aaron Lee. I'm a PGY3.
I'm Joseph or Joey Mills, PGY2. All right. Yeah. So just a little bit about us as Geisinger. We're going to go over leadership, really kind of who we are. So we're a 4-year categorical program. There's a transitional year. It's basically we join with the transitional year that's already at Geisinger. So it's a lot of transitional year type rotations, but it is a 4-year categorical program, 3 residents per year. And then the inpatient medicine mainly takes place at Encompass Health. So there's an Encompass Health hospital that is on Geisinger's main campus. And as many of you know, Encompass Health is the nation's largest inpatient rehab hospital system. So it's a pretty good opportunity to share with them. So Geisinger Health System, a little bit of, I guess who Geisinger is. So it's a nonprofit health service organization. So if you're looking for PSLF, then it would count for that. Also provides service to 3 million plus residents. Central Pennsylvania is kind of the main catch area, but northeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey as well. And then if you hear UPMC and UPenn, you might be familiar, but Geisinger is right up there with those two as far as some of the bigger health systems within Pennsylvania. A tertiary care center with level 1 trauma here on the main campus of Geisinger. The city that the main campus is located in is Danville, Pennsylvania. It's a nice kind of quaint little town, surrounded by a lot of other little cities or towns. And then Geisinger's system has at least 10 hospital locations with a lot of other community clinics. And then there's 2 research centers, and then plus a school of medicine that's about an hour away from the main hospital here in Danville. So this is just a map if you're familiar with Pennsylvania, or if you're not, just kind of outlining. You'll see somewhere right there in the middle, GMC, that stands for Geisinger Medical Center. So that's the main campus. And then, as you can also see, we take over a lot of Pennsylvania. Everything, I mean, we get people coming to Geisinger Medical Center, live flight from, hours away. So we take a large area and we're able to work with a wide population of patients.
Yeah, so a little bit of our program leadership. So our residency program director is Dr. Rosa right here in the middle. He did his residency at UPenn and sports medicine fellowship right here at Geisinger. And then we have our associate program director, Dr. Heinley, who's also the chair of PM&R here at Geisinger. He did his residency at University of Pittsburgh. And we also have our program coordinator here, Eric Weaver, who's really awesome, takes care of a lot of things for us. Other faculty include Dr. Ahn, who's an EMG specialist. We have Dr. Corrales, who's an inpatient rehab doctor, focuses on stroke, TBI. Dr. Ho, who's a inpatient doctor as well, focusing on stroke, TBI, and SCI. And then we have Dr. Montour, who's general PM&R, mostly focusing on consults. We have Dr. D'Angelo, who's mostly outpatient MSK, covers a little bit of consults as well. And Dr. Wong, who's sports medicine trained, and then Dr. Liza Green, who's pediatric rehab trained. As you can see, we span the whole spectrum of PM&R, and you'll get really great experiences here. Here are some of the other places that our staff is trained at, UPMC, Johns Hopkins, JFK, Sinai, Rutgers, Here's a list of our current residents, 3 residents a year, good mix of MDs and DOs. Yeah, just a little bit, showing us off a little bit here, our gatherings, you know, after lectures and things like that. Here's us at, you know, attending's houses. Here's our Christmas party where our program coordinator, Eric, recited the Gangster's Paradise rap for us. This is our wellness retreat where we learn how to do healthy cooking. And yeah, we like to have fun here. And here's us at didactics, you know, learning some OMM, learning some ultrasound, and we do like to celebrate birthdays at didactics. So do expect that. We do academia, obviously, some serious stuff. You know, our residents present at lots of conferences, AAP, AMSSM, which is the sports medicine one. And here, you know, we're working with cadavers here in the lab, doing injections under ultrasound.
So a little bit about, I guess, the training locations that as PM&R we specifically stay at. So I already talked a little bit about Encompass Health, which is on the main campus of Geisinger. They have a kind of a co-agreement, I guess. So ran by Encompass, monitored by Geisinger. So we're part of both systems. And as you can see, here's a picture of Encompass Health. Here's the rehab gym, which we're currently in right now. That's all right. You know, it's a pretty good rehab gym, 42 beds. There's a courtyard outside, pet friendly. There's a lot of support groups for the residents that are here. And then they have just, you know, a lot of great therapists to work with. It's a great facility. This is the Geisinger Medical Center. So this is the main campus. As I said before, it's in Danville, Pennsylvania. It kind of sits on this hill at night when it's lit up. It's really cool. My 4-year-old son always likes to point it out as we're driving by. And it's like we talked about, a huge center. Here we do consults during our intern year or transitional year. We do neuro inpatient here. A little bit of the neuro outpatient happens there as well as at other facilities we'll talk about. There's a brain injury clinic. We do our EMGs there. And then there's a few other rotations that we bounce around from there. This is Woodbine. So this is just down the road from Geisinger Medical Center.
5-minute drive.
Yeah, about a 5-minute drive. So this is like the Musculoskeletal Institute is kind of housed at Woodbine. So we work closely with orthopedics when we're on our sports medicine rotations. And Dr. Rosa, who's the program director, we already mentioned, is sports medicine trained. So he's also at Woodbine. And it's a really nice facility. There's a lot there, some inpatient surgery centers, as well as some pain management stuff that goes on there as well with some fluoro suites. So this is a really nice facility. This is Bloomsburg Hospital. This is about 10 to 15-minute drive from Geisinger Medical Center. During the first year of rotations, this is where we'll spend about a little over half of our time. We're also, if you check out our website, it says that the PM&R program is ran out of Bloomsburg instead of Danville, which most of the programs from Geisinger are out of Danville. It doesn't really mean anything other than it's kind of money allocation stuff. But we do bounce around a little bit. But after first year, we spend most of our time in Danville. And then this is the VA. The VA is located in Wilkes-Barre. If you're not familiar, it's right close to Scranton, Pennsylvania. The VA is a pretty sweet rotation from what I've heard. I haven't been able to participate in that one yet, but you do a lot of interventional pain procedures at the VA. During our first year, we also go to the ICU, more kind of like a step-down unit at the VA. And then we also have the chance to learn acupuncture procedures from the PM&R doctors that are there. And then as well as, because it is an hour drive from Geisinger Medical Center from Danville, Geisinger offers us housing that you can stay in the Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, and it's free housing, so you don't have to make the drive. And the housing is actually pretty nice. There's a pool, there's a gym. So it's all of the facilities are pretty updated, pretty nice facilities. Here are some of the benefits that Geisinger as a whole and our PM&R program offers to all of the residents that participate here in the program. So we get DeLisa, Bradham's textbooks for free, Cucurulo also for free. If you're not familiar, Cucurulo is basically the first aid of PM&R. Hollingshed Anatomy, I think that one's available online through the library, as well as a few other books that I haven't mentioned. And then Geisinger also pays for step 3 or level 3 fees. And because you probably have to travel, you have to drive out of Danville, the GME office will also pay for a hotel, or at least let you use your CME funds for a hotel the night before both parts of step 3 or level 3. So that's nice as well. And then as a program member, you get memberships to AAPM&R, AAP, AANEM, which is like neuromuscular,
American Academy of Neuromuscular and Electrodiagnostic Medicine.
He's got it. And then also we get, well, we used to get food money. This year they decided to combine it with a wellness stipend. So we get $1,800 for food and wellness that we can use however we want to. And that's just sent on the first paycheck, I believe, of each year. And then the program also takes wellness very seriously. So Dr. Rose is very involved in our wellness, always making sure that we're taking, all of our vacation days, all of our wellness days. If you ever have anything going on, any family emergencies, there's been a few instances here of residents in our program, and the program has been very nice and very forgiving about those things. So that's a definite plus. We're also starting a mentor-mentee program within our PM&R program. So, a new incoming intern will be paired with a PGY3, and you guys will be able to spend 2 years together, kind of, the younger picking the brain of the older residents and just working together on all things. And then we're also, as I mentioned earlier, part of the Musculoskeletal Institute. So that allows us to pull our resources together with orthopedics. And there's a lot of different things that we'll talk about, like research going on throughout the Musculoskeletal Institute. And then one of the other plugs for our program is Dr. D'Angelo works here at Geisinger. Dr. D'Angelo, if you're not familiar, is the owner and creator of PM&R Recap. That's basically review videos for PM&R, which every program almost in the nation uses. Kind of bare bones stuff that is very important and high yield. And then also he co-founded Ultrasound Guidance, which is another study tool website. Aaron already mentioned our program is very strong with ultrasound. If you're looking for a program that does a lot of ultrasound guided injections or diagnostic ultrasound. And Dr. D'Angelo is very skilled in this. Dr. Rosa himself is also very skilled, but we also get this website, Ultrasound Guidance, and a lifetime membership for free from Dr. D'Angelo. So we're very grateful to him for that.
Yeah, I would say PM&R Recap is basically your new Pathoma if you're doing PM&R. And Ultrasound Guidance is just a collection of videos that shows you how to do every single injection step by step. It's super awesome. It's definitely one of the resources that I'd highly recommend.
And then this is kind of general GME benefits. So vacation days, it's 15 vacation days per year, 14 in the first year. You're able to transfer 5 vacation days over if you save them up. There's also 5 CME days that you get as PGY2s and beyond. You're also, if you're presenting at a conference, you get additional CME money, which I think it's $2,500. If you're presenting, you get more than that. And then salaries, they just upped this year. I think the website's updated if you get on the website. But as a PGY1, you would start at 62.5, basically. And then there's also a moving reimbursement that you would get for moving, $750. I think a prepaid visa is what they say it is. As a PGY1, you get, I mentioned CME money, $750, but then you get $2,500 as a PGY2 and beyond. And you can spend that on anything that I guess will further your PM&R career. So like I got a stethoscope, and you can obviously use it for conferences or additional books that you want to. And then beyond that, insurance and retirement wise, there is health insurance through Geisinger. I wouldn't call it the greatest, but I wouldn't call it the worst health insurance plan. I think it's pretty good, actually. I have a wife and 2 kids, and we're on it, and it's helped us out a lot so far. And then there's also dental, life insurance, disability insurance through Geisinger.
All right, so a little bit about our curriculum. We do include interns at our curriculum just so we can kind of get them going a little bit faster. So we do have a 12-month schedule, which means by the end of your training, you will have seen everything 4 times, which is super helpful. It's all about repetition, right? And our didactics are always changing just because, you know, we listen to feedback, we listen to what residents want, and, you know, what helps them we'll do more of, what doesn't help them we'll do less of, right? And that's what it's all about when you try to improve programs. And our didactics are protected time, 4 hours each Wednesday. We have guest speakers from other specialties, ENT, Gen Surge, you know, you name it. We'll have workshops, EMG, ultrasounds. We'll have board reviews, journal clubs, grand rounds, and sometimes we'll even have cadavers during our ultrasound curriculums. Speaking a little bit about the ultrasound curriculum, every Wednesday it's kind of 4 hours of just MSK stuff. You know, it's anatomy first, physical exam, pathophys, and then the rest of the time is just you using the probe to scan so you get comfortable. And once again, it's all about reps, so that's what we're trying to get here. And we also have the machines available on the weekend that you can kind of sign out and use at the office. But we also have butterflies that you can sign out and bring home and scan yourself. And then the other thing is that our program director feels like, you know, through these 4 years of ultrasound training, you will be able to test for the RMSK, which gives you the certification to do ultrasound when you're attending.
Got 5 more minutes. Sorry to interrupt.
Rotation. So first year rotations are at Geisinger Bloomsburg Hospital, 2 of them are at Geisinger Medical Center, and then 1 of them's over at Wilkes-Barre. So you have 2 EM, then you have some inpatient, which involves 2 IM, 1 psych, 1 inpatient neurology, and then 1 ICU. And then you have outpatient, such as urology, outpatient neurology, peds, sports medicine, and sleep medicine. And then you will have 1 gen surge rotation, but that is just day surgeries. You get out at 5 every single day.
And the sports medicine rotation is with Dr. Rosa your first year, which I think is a huge advantage coming off of my first year, just being able to spend a month with the program director, get to know him, he gets to know you. And if you have any things that you want to share with the program, then that's a great time to do it as well.
And then PGY 2 through 4, which is when you start PM&R, you have a total of 12 months of inpatient, 7 months of outpatient, 4 months of sports medicine, and 2 months of pain. And now, you know, whatever else you like to do, we have 4 months of electives, and that's more than most programs, I believe. So you can definitely tailor your schedule to whatever you want. And then we also have 3 months of EMG. A little bit about call. So as an intern, you don't have any call, which is amazing and unheard of. So enjoy your first year here. The transitional year is a great experience. I went through it. Joey just went through it. We both loved it, and we both felt like it was great training. Definitely learn enough medicine to get, you know, to excel here in second year at inpatient medicine. So second year, you'll have 7 weeks. Third year, you'll also have 7 weeks. And fourth year, you have 2 weeks. It is at home call, and calls from Friday, 7 p.m. to the next Friday, 7 a.m. So we do have week-long calls.
All right, so here at Geisinger, we use Epic, and then at Encompass Health, we use Cerner. So, you know, if you're trying to build a resume at the end of residency and you're trying to say your proficiency in EMR systems, you're able to put both on your resume, which is a big advantage, I feel. And then we use Tiger Connect through Geisinger, which is a confidential, protects confidential medical information. So you're able to communicate with any attending throughout all of Geisinger, which is nice as well. And then I mentioned earlier, but we are also partnered with the Musculoskeletal Research Institute. We're housed within this, I should say. So we partner with orthopedic surgery and orthotics and a lot of these different places, as well as through the library. If you go to MSKI through the library, there's a lot of librarian help for research, and some of the research projects currently going on are virtual reality projects, robotics, research projects involving pain. And so these are all things that you can get involved in from day one coming to Geisinger.
Got a minute and a half.
Yeah, we already talked about this, so we can move on.
All right. And during sports medicine, we do have coverage, and you'll be out there covering football, basketball, wrestling, and moonlighting. You do have the ability to moonlight after PGY1, and it starts at $75 an hour, which is nice. And here are some of the sports teams that we cover. They range from D1 to D2 to D3 to semi-pro sports teams as well. And one special thing about our program is the fellowship tracks. These are just different tracks to get you ready for the fellowship that you want to do. And we do have 2 sports medicine fellowships within Geisinger, one in Scranton and one in Danville here.
All right. So this is resident wellness. Dr. Rosa, as I mentioned, is really big into resident wellness. He's always encouraging us to take time for ourselves. And then as far as rentals and living here in Danville, I'm going to drop my email in the chat after we're done. So if you guys have any questions about it, you can email me or Aaron as well. But we'll just kind of move on from there.
Yeah, just the main thing is living here is super cheap, and with the nationally competitive salary, you're definitely going to be relatively more wealthy. We do have tons of hiking and outdoor stuff to do around here. This is Ricketts Glen. It's beautiful here in Pennsylvania. We also have 3 ski mountains within an hour and 15, tons of amusement parks. And then also here we just, if you do have a weekend off, the big cities aren't far away. 2.5 from New York, 1 hour from Penn State, Philly's 2.5. DC's not that bad. So you definitely are able to, visit friends and family.
We're at time, guys.
Quick, recap. It'll be time's up. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Yes, thanks for listening. If you guys want to drop some questions in the chat.